One of the coldest feuds in the history of Denver sports may have started to thaw out a little bit. Over the weekend, Carmelo Anthony went into the James Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. Okay, and if you ever get a chance to go to the Basketball Hall of Fame, it's one of the coolest experiences, especially if you're just a hoop head like myself. And I was recruited by Springfield College. And so that was a few hours away from my house. And when we went out there for the recruiting trip, it was overnight. And on the way home, I went to the Basketball Hall of Fame. And it just blew my mind. So if you ever had a chance to go, if you're ever even in that area of the country, go. So Melo goes into the Hall of Fame. And lo and behold, the Denver Nuggets official Twitter handle acknowledged Melo multiple times, celebrating his career. Phil, that is not something that they had done in the past.
Yeah, no. And we know that there's a rocky relationship between Carmelo Anthony and the Denver Nuggets. But for them to be the bigger men, if you want to say, and acknowledging Carmelo Anthony and what he has done, that's the right move. That's the right move because, Zach, Carmelo Anthony, he made the Nuggets relevant. I remember when I was young, and I've told the story before, I'm going to tell it again, watching the basketball games, all I cared about is watching Carmelo Anthony. I had his jersey, the one that peels off, right? I didn't have enough for the real Stitch jersey. It was the one that peeled off at Walmart, but I was wearing it, and I was proud. I even cut mop heads or mop the bottom of mops where the strings are.
Strings, yeah.
And I would glue it to a headband to make braids. And then I would cut a dingy sock, all right, that was nasty looking. I would cut it so I could have a sleeve. And I thought I was Carmelo Anthony. I used to love on Fridays. For some reason in my head, I used to love on Fridays. It was Friday night. I would go watch my sisters play basketball and then come back home and then watch the Nuggets game and pretend like I was Carmelo Anthony. And I would get an old hanger. You know how the hangers used to be made.
Yeah.
I would pull that apart.
You're talking about that like an old wire hanger.
A wire hanger. I would pull it apart and try to make a circle out of it, and I would hang it up on the door, and then I would get a ball, ball in, and I would pretend like I was hooping. Like that's something. But Carmelo Anthony made me want to do that. He made me want to be a hooper. Then I found out that I was only going to be 5'8", and my dream was crushed.
Yeah. Well, Carmelo Anthony is a huge, huge name for where I'm from as well, in upstate New York. Just a couple hours from Syracuse, where he was the single greatest one-and-done college basketball player in the history of that phrase, one-and-done. Melo is the face of the one-and-done era. And on their way to the national championship, they actually came through Albany. And the amount of kids in my school who had Denver Nuggets jerseys, I had not seen Denver Nuggets jerseys like that at all until Carmelo. In those the light baby blue one that he started his career with. Yeah. And things went sideways. But his time in Denver was incredible. And I almost couldn't believe it. Because just as much as the Nuggets didn't want to acknowledge Melo, Melo never acknowledged the Nuggets. He still hasn't come back for a game. He is a regular courtside at Madison Square Garden. They love him there in the Big Apple. He probably goes to 5 games a year. I think his jersey might already be up at MSG. I'd have to check that. If it's not, it will be. But there, Melo was going into the Hall of Fame on Saturday night and said this.
I know everybody waiting on this next one. To the Denver Nuggets in the city of Denver, you believed in me first. You gave me the keys as a 19-year-old kid. You let me grow, fall, fly, and become the man standing here today. Denver was where I learned the weight of the league, when I learned the value of sacrifice and the beauty of team. To every fan who filled the Pepsi Center, thank you. To the Mile High City, you'll always be a part of my foundation.
I said, wow.
Let's go.
Did that make you feel good?
It makes me feel good even hearing it right now. It makes me feel good. I mean, it's like this is where it all started for Carmelo Anthony as a professional basketball player. But he's able to acknowledge that, which is good. It's able it's a healing process too for him. You know, and I love it. I love to hear that. I love to hear him get a little emotional. It seems like, and this is what it's all about. You know.
Do you hope that this continues?
Yes. Why not? Like we always talk about history. We always talk about players and remembering these players. Well, like you don't have these teams if you don't have players. Like you're not the Nuggets without players. So you have to have players that have legacies. Carmelo Anthony has a legacy. He was one of the guys that kept this going when there was nothing here.
I was going to say, I can tell you from my frame of reference, not growing up in the Colorado sports consciousness, he made the Nuggets cool.
Yes, he made them relevant.
And honestly, I didn't think about the Denver Nuggets. I didn't really have an opinion on them. Like, you may not have an opinion on the New York Mets. Back in New York, everyone's got an opinion on the New York Mets. But you just didn't think about the Nuggets like everyone's got an opinion on the Nuggets here. It was just in the blind spot. And then Melo came.
Yep.
And I wonder if this, and a lot of people right now are saying on the RamosLaw.com text line, no. But I see a lot of, yeah.
Like, why no?
Well, because in a lot of people's eyes, he forced his way out of Denver.
Yeah, for sure. But there's a lot of players that forced their way out. You don't think that LeBron James has forced his way out of many different situations?
For sure.
But yet we praise him.
Yeah.
You know, like for us, it's like, hey, he was a moment, a part of the Denver Nuggets, something that we could enjoy. Yes, did it go as well as we wanted it to at the end there? No. But now we have something else. We have Jokic. You know, so we're always like, we're gonna be just fine. Why can't Carmelo have his moment now? Why can't two sides come together and agree to like heal and mend things and go from there?
That's mostly where I stand on it, especially if both parties want it to happen and bring a little bit of closure, bring a little bit of healing. And in my opinion, I am never going to tell another fan how to fan, okay? So if you hate Melo, you never want Melo, that's perfectly fine. My stance on things is that life is just a little bit too short. And if he wants to be welcomed back and the organization wants to welcome back, and that was some of the signs that we saw over the weekend, you could see a day. Now, I don't think his jersey's going up at the top of ball anytime soon.
Okay.
Anytime soon. And you can't retire it because Jokic wears his number. Which it wasn't like more than a year and a half ago. He was saying that they gave it to Jokic on purpose to spite him.
Well, tell me this: if Jokic
that also
would have
happened,
never been Jokic, does Carmelo get his jersey retired here?
It's a good question. I don't know. I still think there's a way to do it and just to get creative to honor him. But he's not. I have to say this from a basketball standpoint. He's not in Jokic's class.
Oh,
like not even like they don't. No.
But it seems like everybody in the NBA goes to the Hall of Fame. If you're decent, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Who do you think of when you say that?
I mean, you're talking about Carmelo right now.
But he's one of the all-time leading scorers in NBA history.
Well, okay, what about Tracy McGrady?
And hold on. And don't forget, in the Basketball Hall of Fame, your college accomplishment gets taken into account, and your international account. He's one of the great Olympic players of all time.
Yes, and I forgot about all that. Like, there's different things that you take in consideration. I'm looking at it like football, where it's like it's just NFL.
Yep, no, I got it. And T-Mac's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, T-Mac did lead the league in scoring 3 separate times, 3 scoring titles. But we never saw him even win a playoff series as a best player. He didn't win his first playoff series until he was on the end of the bench in San Antonio. So there's merit to it. There's merit to what you said. All right.
He's going to go there and try to slap me, huh? He was about to slap my ass. You're like, oh, what are you talking about? What do you mean by that, Phil?
I felt a little bit disrespectful towards the game. But I'm too sensitive in that department, and I know that.